I think it's so much fun to share ideas. Flip through video. A subscriber requested it, so I'm going to do it. And it entails some technique pieces that I did when I was in a group called Mixed Media Morsels by Cat Hand. And then for a while I did some cards in a Maramy Small Art. So what, and then I did some on my own, some experiments on my own. And so what I did was I put it inside of this photo album. Hold on, that's my husband calling me. 1 second. Okay, so I'm back. So yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and do the flip through. I actually colored this background. My husband might call back because he had to check something, and then he'll get back to me. So I actually did some collaging on the front of this and some stenciling, as you can see. This right here and some modeling paste is real textured. My nails are a mess, so please forgive me. But um, sometimes I feel like getting my nails done. It's really like to pay to get it done is almost like a waste of money because of all the paint and all the making things. It just gets messed up. And this was actually a gel manicure, and look, you would think that it would last, but it's just I guess I don't want to say the abuse on the nails, but when you work a lot with your hands, that's bound to happen. And I'm right-handed, so you can see the left hand, the polish is still pretty good, but it's the right hand where the polish is chipping a lot. So I decided that I'm just gonna get a regular manicure and I'll just paint my nails myself every other few days instead of paying 20 something, $28 to get some gel manicure and then it doesn't even last. That doesn't make any sense. That's a waste of money. I could buy some more crafting items with that money, some more paints and stuff. So anyway, so let me start the flip through. It's not in any particular order. Let me see what this card is right here. See that? Oops. That's a card I just created. I gotta go back over it with some blue. I guess it was still wet when I put it down, but I just recently did it. This was me practicing my values with the watercolor. I can fix that. That's not a big to do. And it is a practice card. So right here, I was making I was what I was doing. I was turning the gouache paint into watercolors because I do have some gouache, and so I was working. Oh, see, you see, sometimes you go back, you realize that you were working on something, and you may think you haven't, but look, experimenting can be fun. And I actually was lightening the gouache paint, so it went from this dark opaque color, and I was making it more translucent here. And then I just wrote create. I was just playing around with this. Right here was when I just started working with the monochromatic colors. In my video, this comes up kind of pinkish. It was also the lighting on my camera, and then when I put the photos up. But here you can see just how purple it is. And I use some green. So this is when I was just playing with the watercolors and doing a monochromatic technique for the background. And then I did some mixed media on top. I added some um, FW acrylic paint. And I wrote a saying. Sometimes if I'm doing a practice card, I don't like to just put the card to the side. I usually try to do some type of art on it. Right here, I was doing the background. I did some squirrely shapes, and then I did some shapes with like um what you call it, swirls, and then I cut it out, I painted it, cut it out, and glued it in different ways. Can this come out? Yeah. Actually, it was to be a journal cover for my mixed media morsels because I saw Cat Hand had did something similar. So that's why I see in the front. So all of these are Technique cards. This is what a card I took. I took a card that already had some writing on it and put it on a card that I colored. So this card right here, this top one is not my original design, but this is the background. And I took one of those encouragement cards and just glued it on there. Here, right? Let's see if you can look at this. I may have to take some, have to take them out and show them. But I'll show this one since I have it out. This just was made with some purple paint and some gold paint, and see, it was a Technique. This is a Technique card. I didn't do any art on it. Some of them don't have anything on it, but I just didn't just put it to the side. I put it here, and I use Saran wrap. You put the Saran wrap, the plastic wrap on it, and scrunch it up, and then let it dry, and you get this nice texture. This right here was a card that I colored. Some how did I color this? No, this is not the one I did with nail polish. I don't think this is the one I did with nail polish. No, just some paint, and then I wrote. Then I cut out some words. It says, "Give all your worries and cares to God, for He care about you." Hold on. It says, "Give all your worries and cares to God, for He cares about you." First Peter 5:7. And then I drew this heart here, and so that's that. So I think this is gonna take a little bit longer if I have to take everything out. Let me see if I could just do it. You know what it is? It's the plastic. Let me see if I can move this up. Okay, I think that's better. So I don't have to take everything out because that's gonna take too long. So here it is. I did a collage piece, and then here another collage. Then I wrote some I put some scripture on here. Therefore, do not worry. Therefore, do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own, and that's that one. And here with some paint and some alcohol. See that paint and alcohol. Right here was paint. Actually, what I did was I used glue first. I wrote the word love is, and then the dot, and over here, boom, 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 is, and then the heart. Just draw with some glue. Let it dry. I let it dry overnight, and then I painted the background. Here is another technique with some wrap what is this? I think I used tissue paper. Yeah, tissue paper. So I scrunched up. I put the tissue paper here and scrunched it up, let it dry, and then went over it with some purple paint. So just to emboss the, not emboss, but the areas that were raised rather, it took more of the purple. I like this technique. I think I'm gonna use this some sometime soon because I haven't in a while, and I really like this technique. Right here, we made some inchies, right? So I use like stamps and different types of coloring to help me with that. Yeah, and then the background, it has some engraving because I think I colored it, and then I used something thin to make some markings into the let me check it out. On the cards. See the markings? Yeah, I think you can see that the markings right there. Yeah, so those are inchies. All of these, what I'm showing you is what I did in mixed media morsel. So right here, mixed media morsel, we did circles. You paint your background and then you use a top. And that's what I did with this. Over here, we did some whimsical housing. We used Q-tips to make these little flowers. So that was a technique. That was fun. I like that. I like whimsical art. I think mostly because I'm not too much of a concrete artist, so I don't have to be bogged down with it looking like something that's real, you know. Right here, we did this making whimsical birds. And then when I saw the way the birds were laying, I thought of protection. Where the not how they're laying, but how their stance. It made me think of protection. And so this was a lot of collaging, you know. Well, what? Yeah, collaging. This was the basically the head and the wings. This and then I like this background because I did a lot of stamping in the background, so I really like that. Yeah, right here was we put down some masking tape, washi tape. Then we colored, and you of course you make your design. You put down a washi tape and the design that you want. I did a cross, and then you paint over it. You let it dry, and then you peel off the masking tape, and the design that you put it in is the design is revealed. And I wrote "There's beauty still," because I thought about the darkness, and then the two thieves on the cross, and right here in the middle with Jesus. Even though it was a dark period, there's beauty still because Jesus is beauty. He's beautiful. Right here was painted strips. We had to put different color strips down and collage, and you that's what the technique was. But I went ahead and decorated it. Over here was circles again. Was this one circles? Yeah, this was circles. I'm not sure. You know what I should have done, which I didn't do? I should have wrote on the back of these what they are because I didn't do that. I didn't do that. And now I know this is okay, but this was different kind of circles. This was circles, that was circles, but this was a different kind of circles. This was when you were painting different colors inside the circles. So I wrote be free and create because it's very whimsical if you look at it. It's very, very different. It's abstract. It's very different. Right here was making borders. So I really like that. And as I wrote simply create, and I used some bluish green paper from a magazine, and I made the border. So see, I like that. To me, it's so simple. It's just like that. Here was when we made like mosaics, and so instead of doing a whole card, I did I made mosaics in the corner, so to speak, a little bit, and then I wrote "be" then "unique," and but I flipped it over so it could look I flipped some of the letters and wrote it backwards anyway, not flipped it, but instead of going unique, I wrote it going this way because I wanted it to look different. Right here we made butterflies. So these flies are actually like dimensional. We made dimensional butterflies. So let me take this out so I can show you the dimension. Hold on one second. Let me try to get this out. Yeah, so as you can see, it's dimension, right? I mean, it was laying down, so you can kind of like it's flat, but right here you can see the dimension. That was real fun too, making those butterflies. So these are all techniques over here. It was tissue paper. So it was tissue paper, decorative tissue paper. So I actually put down a decorative tissue paper, and then I put glitter, some glitter paint, and then seeds of inspiration bloom into flowers of creativity. So that's a quote that I came up with while doing this. Right here we were using modeling paste. So I used a stencil and a modeling paste. And like I said, these are all they were just technique cards. It wasn't like for a piece of art to like really like sell or really display. It's really just techniques. But some of them I'm looking at them like I could probably do something with this beyond just having it as a technique card. Right here, art is a song from the heart. I don't think that this was. I think that's something I did on my own. I'm not sure. I don't think that was one of the techniques I learned from there. This was, we used collagen and tissue paper. Collagen with tissue paper. So I actually did 2 cards. I'm sorry, I think I was all out of frame. I'm sorry. And then right here, what did we have to do here? Making, oh, handwritten borders. I actually have some videos on some of these cards. So, you know, you can look at the mixed media morsel playlist, because in the event that I'm getting some of it wrong, I know that you can see some of these processes in that playlist. Right here, art is fun. It was a different type. It was some kind of lettering that we were doing. And so did that. Art is fun. Right here, painted papers. I think this one was something that I really, really liked. We made like our own washi tape, and I think this is one of the videos that got the most views. So that let me know that people are really into paint back then. Painted tapes, painted tape. Yeah, painted tape, like washi tape. But that's not something I'm really into. So you know, I didn't want to just keep making videos because it's well liked. When I know full well this is not something that I'm into. So, but not to say that I won't do it again, because it was really a lot of fun. But it's really not my forte. But it was fun and it's nice. Playful posies. This is nice. Yeah, we had to make flowers out of paper. And you know, if the subscribers, I just want to go back to what I was saying just for clarity. Like if someone requests something, I don't mind doing it. That I will do. But I know my art channel, it's really like, I don't know. Sometimes I think even like with YouTube and Facebook, it's like, I know a lot of people, I don't know how to put it. How can I put this? When I put stuff, um, when I do videos, it's because it was on my heart to do it. And when I put posts, it's on my heart to put it. And some things it gets more views or more likes than other things, but this is not a store, so it's not like I can say, okay, this is what, if I had a channel for what people wanted to see, that would be different. But when you sharing your journey, when you start tweaking it because of what people want to see, it becomes a little bit falsified, like a fake reality show. I know that sounds crazy, fake reality show. But it's like, okay, I'm giving the people what I want. And I think there's a context for that. But I think on my own art journey, unless somebody requests something like now, then I'm like, okay, boom. But I don't want to be like fake and phony and trying to do something that I really don't like to do or really be into, and keep doing it because I want to get views. So um, it would be one thing if you're selling an item and it's a business and I'm trying to get people to buy stuff, then I got to think about, like, you know, my customers and, you know, the items. But I don't know. It's just touch and go. Maybe I'm just ignorant about such certain things. But I guess it depends on job versus hobby. And when it's a hobby, it's sort of a different approach. Yeah. So I just want to say that. So simple life. So I did this with some. It was collaging for different types of magazines. We had to cut out letters in the magazine. That's what it really was. And I cut out some different letters for magazines, and then um, made a statement. Right here, shine. We had to use a stencil. As you see, I did stars. Stencil stars. Then I think that was the last card for mixed media morsel. And then I went into, let me see if I could just put this up here. Marry Me Small Art. And these were these little cards. So they were little cards. So right here, this one was based on alphabet. You had to come up with your own technique though, but it was alphabet. So right here it was for artists. So let me see if I can bring this down something, see it better. Yeah, I like that. Let me see. Yeah, I think you can see that a little better. Yeah, there you go. Right, so it was a lot of color. I really like making this card, and I have some. That was A for artists. I'm not gonna go into all the techniques that I use with that. This one was for bubbly art. You know, it was C for coffee. This one was I need a quiet moment with coffee, and then blessing. And then right here was D for dragonfly, and I wrote it may be hard, it may it may be hard now, but drag on, you'll fly again. You know, dragonfly. You know, I just thought of that. Drag on, fly. Drag on, and then I'll put you next to fly again. Like it's a lot of texture. This card. You know what? Let me take this card out. I love this card. Really, honestly. Yeah, it's a lot of texture in that card. A lot, a lot, a lot. Sometimes they don't come out show up on camera as good as it is in, you know, off camera. Yeah. So yeah, sometimes you feel like you are dragging in life, but you just gotta keep moving. Keep moving. Right here, it was eclipsed. And I did, you know, that was really hard for me to do a card on the word eclipsed. And I wrote, the darkness can't eclipse the light in my life. And right here in the sun, I have courage, joy, forgiveness, faith, and hope. So right here, folk art. I enjoyed doing this one because, you know, I did some collaging. And then, let me take this one out. What was the ones I really like, I take out. Some of them they okay, but I can't say I really like it. Like that. So this one was folk art. That was F for folk art. And I like this one. It's really like, to me it's like bohemian like, and I like that style. No, so I did some collaging. I think I want to try a technique like this on a big card. To put a nice saying. Yeah. Let me make myself a little note here. Hold on 1 second. Get myself a little notepad. I got my bullet journal, but it's not right here in front of me. So, look at folk art card. I want to make a large one like that with a saying. I might even do it on a canvas. Yeah, I kind of like that. There's something about that I really, really like. That whole bohemian look. So right here was gears. And I'm really not into steampunk. And I saw people were making some beautiful things. Oh, it was so beautiful. They had gears and all kinds of stuff. So I don't own any of that. So what I did was I just printed out some pictures of some gears, and I did some cutting, some fussy cutting, some collaging, and I wrote in full gear. Right here. G was for gear, H was for humming, and there's humming in my heart. And I really enjoyed making this card here too. It has a lot of texture. I'm a texture person. I like a lot of texture. Okay. So right here. And I drew this hummingbird. Yes, I did. I sketched it out. And I cut it out and I pasted it down. And I wrote on it. And this, oh my God, if you see this card in person, like, I adore I adore this card. Like, I love all the texture on it. Like, the colors, it's just, ooh, I just love those colors. That yellow and that green together. And that yellow is like a chartreuse. Mm, yummy. Yummy colors. And so, going on. And this was I for imagine. So H was for humming, I for imagine. And I wrote, I imagine beautiful images. Jesus, love on my mind. I like this card too. It's very simple, but it's just like, and I also like my handwriting here. I imagine beautiful things. Love on my mind. I want to take a look back at that card. I think I want to make a big card like that. Not with the same thing, but just the way that I wrote these letters. look at folk art card, imagine card. Probably a different saying, but I like the whole, because I think I used like maybe 4 colors here. No, 2 colors in the background. Another color for the border, and then I made this simple border. I like that. It's really simple. Enjoy life's journey. I like that. I put a lot of colors there, and then I did some stenciling on the bottom of some little plants, and then enjoy life's journey. So it was J was journey. J was journey. Okay, let's move it right along. So right here we have kaleidoscope, which that was really kind of different for me, but I put an I, the scope, I put like the scope beauty. So I scope beauty, and it's beauty, 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 beauty. So when I look through these lenses, that's what I see, beauty. And then I did like this whimsical flower inside, but look at the colors. This one was nice, but it was difficult to come up with something. But as you see, I came up with something very avant-garde. It's really different. This right here, I really like this one too. Because now, KHIJKLNNO. Beauty behind the veil. What was this one for? Oh, yes, yes, yes. Got it, got it. I'm trying to figure that lace. So what I did was I went on Sea Lemon. Well, actually, what I did was I went on Google and I looked up drawing lace. And what happened was on YouTube, Sea Lemons, her video popped up. So I looked at her techniques, and her technique actually helped me to do this card. Yes. And there's a lot of texture here. Ooh, behind the veil. So I'm thinking lace curtains, and you see this beauty behind the veil, the sky, and some grass, and this beautiful whimsical daisy just blowing in the wind. Yeah, I like this card. M. M was for me. And so I like this card too. It's a lot of texture too, but you can't really see it that close up here. Jesus, there's no me. There is no me without you. So true. So very, very true. He knows. Lord knows. Oh, I'm serious. Okay. M, I put math because I'm a math teacher. This has a lot of texture. This is one of my favorite cards too. I really like this. It took me a lot of time to fussy cut these letters though, I tell you that. But I just like the texture. Look at that. I like this card a whole lot. Yeah, this is a nice card. I think I stopped there. I think, yep, that was it. And then I started doing, I wanted to finish this, but, and maybe, I think I actually had wrote down some cards to finish, but I put this on hold for now. So I started doing I found this other group, and I did some scripture cards. We were studying the fruit of the spirit. I have that somewhere. Maybe I'll do a flip through of that at some time, but not right now. Not right now. I'll just continue with what I put in my technique book, because that really wasn't more technique. This was more technique. The one was more journaling, really journaling. So right here is write your own story. I was doing some play with a card. This right here is an iCAD card that I just created. You know, you can find that on a plate. I just created that. So, I was practicing. Don't be afraid to experiment. So I was laying down some masking tape and just experimenting with some paints some cards, some paints I have. Ouch. Right here. I was trying to do a watercolor technique with some cheap metallic watercolors I had with some salt and some bleach, and it didn't turn out right. It was a mess. So I just wrote God turns messes into messages. So I mean, it's not bad, but right here. Again, playing with um, laying down masking tape and then pulling it up and making really avant-garde images. You see, or not avant-garde images, but just just playing. Really create, play, create. I don't know how to really say it. I was just experimenting. You know, just really experimenting. Cause it's fun to like put down like masking tape or frog tape or some kind of washi tape and then color all around it and then lift it up. It just I like what's revealed. It's so nice. Sometimes. Well, in these cases that I've done it, I like it. Right here, again, was using watercolor and alcohol. Some cheapy watercolor I had. I think I used Crayola for this. And then it really was not coming out the way that I wanted it to come out. But I just decided just to like I said, I don't like to just toss the cards to the side. I'll put something on it and save it. Here's a card that I did on my own. Always embrace, cherish, enjoy, express your creative journey. I was down south and I was practicing with some like little rhinestones I had. So I was just experimenting. Right here, I made this card. I was playing around with some items my daughter gave me for Mother's Day from Tim Holtz line. So she gave me some tags, some distress inks, some distress collage medium, what else did she give me? She bought me just Tim Holtz Create distress bag, um, distress brushes, some distress glaze, a tin. So it was a lot. She gave me a few products, and so I just was like, okay, let me make a tag. And Jesus is my God. God teaches us as well. So, and I cut out this compass and put it there, and I use bells. I had to practice using some bells. I saw that from Kiss My Creative video, and I really enjoyed that technique of using so bells. So I use it. This one right here, I was playing around with some words from a crossword, word search puzzle. So I cut out the letters and used them on the card. Right here is the first kind of cards I started making. See, kept those. I use nail polish to make these cards. I had very little tools at the time. Not. It wasn't like I had more than when I first started out, but I think this was like maybe what, a year in. Yeah, I'm not too sure, but it wasn't too. But I don't have. I didn't have. I didn't have nearly what I have now. I don't have nowhere. What I had then is nowhere near what I have now. So, but I use nail polish, and I just um wrote out some scriptures on some other um paper I had, cut it out, put it here, put it on my nail polish cards because I was like, let me use nail polish on these backgrounds. Here, I had some cards that I was wiping paint off of and some paper, so I just glued them down and did some collaging and use these cards just to practice some lettering too. I have a video on this. I didn't want to throw these cards away, so I said let me do some make some maybe an art card. So right here it says, "For God so loved the world, He sent Jesus. Sing to the Lord, worship Jesus." This one says, "Be still and know that I am God." Right here we did. Right here I just drew down some strips of paper. I was like the painted tape. I did painted paper strips, and I like this. I really like this. It's so colorful. I might use this for something. Let's see this. Let me look at painted strips. I might use this in some journaling I do. Yeah. Glitter fun. I bought some stencils and some glitter. glue. Um, and I just like, let me try it out. It's really will. This is real more for like a children's activity. Um, well, really, I don't like to say that. I don't like to say children's activity, but the items were like in the children's section, and I just use them. I don't like to say that because anybody can use whatever they want in their art. I'm not, you know. But you, of course, you can make a project for children, but it doesn't mean that children only have to be the one that use a product. Jesus is an Ancient of Days. I love this one. I'm actually selling this one in my. I'm selling a print of it. I'll sell prints of it in my Etsy shop. Um, take it to Staples, let them blow it up, and nice print because I don't want to lose any color or anything. Yeah, but I like this. It's so much texture though, but I refuse to sell this card. No. Right here, some string art that I did. And when I say refuse to sell it, the original copy, I just no, I'm not meant to do that. God will have to tell me loud and clear, do that. This is some string art. It says travel, and I thought, and I put the hearts there, every heart at all the stops, the different bends and turns, and this was experimenting and playing around with string. Love conquers all. I did this with transparent tape. I actually did some when I was doing some jelly printing. I took like clear shipping tape, packaging tape to clean off the jelly print, and so I laid it there and pulled it up, and then of course the paint goes on the sticky side of the tape, so I just used that for art. Okay, we need to move along because this video is getting very long. So yeah, you're beautiful no matter what shape you are. I was cutting out geometric shapes, practicing that, using modeling paste right here with some gold paint, heart of gold. Right here, I was practicing drawing some vines, messing around. This was really practicing just playing. Right here, I love this card. Enjoy creating. I was doing something, and it just looked like a flower to me. So I just went ahead and just outlined the different lines in there. And oh my God, I love this. Like this, I just really like it, and it does have some texture when you see it. This is really nice. I think I'm gonna try to sell this in my prints of this in my Etsy shop. I don't really push my Etsy shop, but I'm gonna try to start doing it. Everyday Learn. I was working with what is that? Oh God, what's that? What's that called? Relic. It's this type of relic powder, relic embossing powder. Relax and do art. So I was just playing around, cutting out some things. Try new things. I had new stencils, so I wanted to try it out. Yeah, right here, I wanted to try that technique of the butterfly that I learned from Cat Hand, so I went ahead and made a card. And then right here, I was just messing around, mixed media. Just do art. Just do art. Right here, I was doing something called scrape, scratch, stencil, stamp, splat. A challenge that I gave myself, and so that's how I made these cards. And I'm gonna revisit this. I'm gonna revisit this stencil. Scrape, scratch. Um, right. I'm a beautiful you. I made this one. Look at that. Oh, I love it. I love it. And this was a technique. It was 5 steps. That was so long ago. Right here, I was playing around, doing some um, stenciling, using washi tape inside. You can see this making. This reminds me more so of like who's that? Picasso type. Yeah, that's what that kind of reminds me of. Yeah, right here, just practicing, drawing some circles, drawing circles, and yeah. I'm trying to figure out, is this the card that my husband had started something on and then I took it in? No, I don't think so. No. Anyway, because I think I put his up, and we both were doing something similar, just practicing. So yeah, this is really, yeah, I was trying to do the watercolor, not the watercolor, the paint and alcohol, but it wasn't coming out right. I think I did a video on this one, showing this one. But I mean, you still see the texture. But I think at the time I wanted to see something more. I wanted to be more wild, and it wasn't. That wasn't the case. So, and here's the back of that. What's this? Oh, oh, that's the other side to this. So that's the flip through. This is pretty long video. I don't usually try to do videos over 30, 20 something minutes, but you know, I guess with a flip through, that's what happens depending upon how many things you're showing. So anyway, um, I hope you enjoyed that. And if you have any requests for something or something you want me to try, um, who's ever watching, as long as it's wholesome, I'll give it a try. You know, if you have a challenge and you want me to do a challenge, I'll do a challenge. If you're a designer and you want me to use your products, if you're part of a design team, I'm up for that too. So, um, again, so that's it. God bless you. Thanks for watching, and remember, Jesus loves you. Bye bye.